Tyler Ramos.
Here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, hey. And it's time to run it up, yeah, you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On a roll, here we go, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles fake out kind of YouTube premiere type live stream thing because Frank forgot that he has a work party to go to for Mrs. Candles every single weekday or every single Friday or every single December 9th, 2022 day right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's right, guys. I actually have a work party to go with. With Mrs. Candles. So I am not able to go live tonight. I completely forgot about this, so I apologize for not giving you guys a heads up, but here we are on the YouTube premiere. I could not leave you guys hanging, so we are here to give you a little bit of a market update. I'm going to take a look at Bitcoin. We're going to take a look at Ethereum, maybe a couple other things, but I just want to give you guys my basic thoughts on the market right now. Do I think we're going to come down, go up in the short term, in the long term? What are the levels we're looking at? I'm going to try to break it all down for you guys here. And I do like these YouTube premieres. Anytime I can't go live and I still want to update you guys, I think these are pretty cool. You guys can still talk in chat. I see you. Hey, shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. I see you in here, man. Crypto Billy, I see you guys. But yeah, I think these are fun because you guys get to still hang out in chat, and it kind of still feels like I'm live. So let me know if you like these guys in any event that I can't go live. Let me know if you like these YouTube premieres or you want me to just stick to the regular market update, the pre-recorded regular uploads. Let me know, but I figure having the community, having the Candle Mafia in here talking in chat is, it makes it feel like we're actually live. You guys get to hang out. But just a heads up, guys, we will be doing our giveaway next week because we usually do them on Fridays, but we'll do them next week. We'll push it, and we'll do another giant giveaway. The holidays are super busy, guys. But without further ado, guys, we did say hi to chat just before, but without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and jump right into the charts because do we have a lot of stuff to look at? So here we are, guys, on the Bitcoin 30-minute chart, the most important time frame for Bitcoin. I'm just kidding, guys. But let me go ahead. I want to hide this TA, and I just want to break some things down for you guys on the higher time frames because I'm going to come across a little bit bearish in this video, and I don't want you guys to think that I'm long-term bearish, right? Because it does look like we could potentially continue to cool off. My sentiment, my basic sentiment right now is probably more sideways bearish, but we do want to remember here, big thing for the weekend, guys. We're looking on Sunday to confirm this weekly bullish divergence. Now, unless we get some catastrophic move to the downside, I do expect this to confirm in 2 days and 3 hours. So just something to keep an eye on. If we confirm this, guys, this would be a very bullish signal. 6-day now confirmed bullish divergence. We also have a confirmed bullish divergence on the 5, 4, 3, and that 2-day as well, as we are starting to get a little bit of support on that zero line for the 2-day VWAP. As you can see, it is coming back up here. Money flow crossing back over into the red, so that would technically be more bearish for the 2-day, but you know, the daily is coming back into the green, so that could be foreshadowing what is going to happen on the 2-day. But you know, the daily has been coming in and out of the money flow, or in and out of the green and the red on the money flow, as you know, just recently. So we could just continue to see something like that on the 2-day. So not super concerned about this. Would I like it to not be in the red? Yes, but that is just something to note here. And then our daily, this is where things get interesting, guys. I just wanted to cover those higher time frames because the higher time frames do technically still have those bullish divergences. Looking for it to confirm on the weekly, and as long as that remains like that, as long as these higher daily time frames are continuing to show these bullish divergences, I will stick with my my bullish long-term sentiment that we could get another move up. As you guys know, we had Garrett Soloway on recently, and he was kind of saying the same thing. You know, he does not think the bottom's in, but he was saying, you know, we could see some relief here before we actually make another move to the downside. But let's go ahead and continue on here. On the daily, guys, something really interesting to look at on Market Cipher B. We do have a VWAP crossover into above the zero line, printing this green dot and money flow coming back into the green. This is what we call a VWAP flip. It's the opposite of a VWAP flop. The VWAP flip is when your VWAP comes down and then comes back up, immediately printing a green dot after that red dot. Now, if this confirms at today's daily close, if this confirms, this will be another thing I'm looking at to, you know, I mentioned this in the Discords earlier this morning. I was saying, you know, if we can keep that money flow crossover into the green and that green dot on the daily, this will also kind of, you know, make me think that we are probably going to confirm that weekly bull div. So this is pretty nice to see. So this is why I am remaining medium to long-term bullish. I'm sorry, medium to long-term bullish with the higher term bull divs. And we're going to take a look at some levels, kind of levels we've been looking at here. Nothing really has changed, but I'm going to break down the longer targets as well as our more local levels. And yeah, working our way down here. You know, as we get down to these lower time frames, you'll start to notice why I'm actually leaning a little bearish in the short term. And there, you know, there's a threshold, guys. There's a line in the sand where I flip long-term bearish. But for right now, it does look like we could continue a little bit of a cool off here. You know, looking at your 16-hour VWAP starting to roll over to the downside. And then, yeah, your 12-hour as well, starting to roll over with your VWAP here. And then your 8-hour, we're going to come back to this. This is something I am watching very closely. Getting kind of close here. You do have your money flow crossover into the green. Looking like it might roll back over. But this VWAP, you're looking to print a red dot here on the 8-hour. And we will come back to this in just a minute. And you'll find out why in a sec. 6-hour, looking to print that red dot very, very soon. And then coming down to our 4-hour, guys, we do have a confirmed red dot on our 4-hour. We were talking about this on the morning stream on the BitBoy Crypto channel. You know, just saying, hey, this is going to confirm. It's probably going to give us a little bit of a move down. You guys know Ben was in a short position. I'm sure he's in profit now. I think he was 0.5% in profit on the live stream. I'm sure he's a little bit more in profit now. But 5-hour as well is printing a red dot. Now, it's not just these red dots, guys. You know, there are some other reasons to be bearish here. If we turn on our BitLab market intelligence, we talked about this on the morning stream as well. You know, we are getting 3 different bearish divergences here. We got a histogram, MACD histogram, stochastic, and momentum bear div here that was calling this beautifully right at this candle right here, telling us that we may get a move to the downside. Plus, we have the 4-hour red dot, and now we have the 5-hour red dot. On top of that, guys, if you come down to these lower time frames, obviously your 12-minute is pretty deep in the money flow here, actually a little oversold, and you are starting to get some bullish divergences on the 12-minute. Now, I don't want to get too deep into like these micro moves, but you are on the 12-minute getting a little histogram and a momentum bullish divergence, so we may get a little bit of a bounce here. However, that is not what I wanted to show you guys. You know, money flow also in the red on your 15-minute, and just generally on these lower time frames, guys, the money flow is coming out, right? You just draw a trend line. It is generally trending out. This is the 24-minute is crossing over into the red, or is confirmed crossover into the red. 30-minute also rolling out to the downside. Now, this 24-minute crossover into the red and this 30-minute and the 45-minute also coming down. This is indicating to me that, if we continue to confirm these red dots on the higher time frames, you can see here, we also have a stochastic bear div right here. But 6-hour red dot, 8-hour red dot, when these start to print, if the 30-minute and the 45-minute money flow do wind up crossing over into the red, this would likely give us a little bit bigger of a move down. Now, with that being said, you'll notice on these lower time frames, a lot of these VWAPs are starting to come up towards that zero line, like I was just showing you on the 12-minute, especially with these bull divs here. It is likely that we will get some form of retrace here. Obviously, we got a big dump, little retrace, big dump, little retrace, and by big dump, we're looking at the 12-minute, guys. Take it all within context, but you get that big move, little bounce, big move, likely to get some form of a little bit of a retrace here. Again, level, and we'll talk about levels we can watch in just a minute, but between these higher these medium hourly time frames and higher hourly time frames starting to look like they want to cool off, I do think we could continue this correction just a little bit. And then, looking for that daily to remain bullish. I am looking for this daily to stay in the green here, not looking to lose that with the money flow crossover or the green dot. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at some of these levels, guys. I actually think, are we on the right chart? Yes, we are. Okay. So, taking a look here, guys, major level, right? Let's just kind of break down what we had happen here. Now, if you guys watch the channel, you will know that we've been watching, these levels for quite some time. Let me just move this right over to the value area high. So we did actually come up and test this value area high as resistance, right? We had our eyes on this level, and this is where we were looking for bearish confirmations to potentially short this thing to the downside. We did get some bearish divergences, confirmations on the lower time frames, and we are starting to come down, right? So we were expecting this a potential rejection at this level, and we're getting it, right? This is key. This is a key level of resistance. Let me pull up my object tree here really, really, really quick here. This is a 4-hour value area high. So likely to get at least a little bit of a rejection here. Now, if this turns into a bigger rejection and we cannot get above this value area high, just due to the rules of a volume profile, it would be more likely for us to work our way down towards this POC. Now, no guarantees we're going to get down there. Just because we reject the value area high doesn't mean you're 100% going to come down to that POC. But just typically, when you get rejected from that value area high, the next step does tend to be the POC. So this is what I am watching very, very closely, but that is why we were expecting this little rejection here. And if we did move it, if we did get a move down all the way to that POC, this would be a very, very strong level of support to hold. However, we do have some bigger, some more local levels. But I just wanted to point this out. This is our macro, more of our macro range here. This is more of our macro range. So we have our highs up here at about 17,265, and then we have our lows here between about 16,277 and about 16,200. So this is the macro range. However, and then that's just kind of, if it turns into a massive dump, that would be the next major level of support. Obviously, it's the POC, so it's a very high volume node. But if we come down to something like the 15-minute, I just want to break it down into a lower, give you guys a shorter term context here. So I'm going to come over to my object tree here, turn off the 4-hour, and look at our local levels. And I am also going to hide this, and I'm going to go ahead and pull some local volume on here. So a level, actually, you know what? I'm going to get rid of this volume profile. We're just going to take a look at these levels we have here. So this is kind of what I'm expecting here, more in the short term, guys. Let me hide BitLab Market Intelligence. There we go. And shout out to BitLab Academy. We were looking at this value area high as our as we were holding it as support. We came down, got a little bounce as we were talking about that little retrace. We came down, hit that value area high, little retrace, and now we are looking to get another little retrace with those 12-minute bull divs. However, just to kind of take a look at the levels here, I'm just going to draw these as white lines. So our value area high right here, I'll go ahead and label it so we know what it is. You can see here that we are breaking below this local value area high. So you guys know, once we break down through a local value area high, or any value area high at that, and if we start getting rejected here and we cannot get above it, maybe we get above a little bit, but if we cannot decisively break back above this value area high and we get stuck underneath here, it would be likely to get a move down towards that POC. You guys know this if you watch the channel, but this is going to be an important level to look for a decent bounce, right? Because not only is it your point of control of this little local range, but it is also in perfect confluence with this local golden pocket. So if we could get this move down here, I would look for some strong bounces off of this level, and even further than that, I would even be looking at this local value area low. This is also going to be a strong level. Don't forget you have your 786 here at about $16,864. But this value area low is going to be another key level of support to watch because right here at about 16,827. And if we go over here and turn on our VPVR, pull it up there. The reason I'm looking at this as such a key level, because I'm not just giving you these random levels, guys. I like to give you context into why I think these are key levels. If we hold this level, or if we do not hold this level, right, and we break down, right? Let's see, we lose the POC. Once we decisively lose that POC, we will know that we're coming, most probably going to come down to that value area low. And again, like I said, this is going to be a strong level of support, so look for bounces here. But this is an important level because if we lose this level and we start breaking out of this value area, you want to notice we got a big, empty, low volume gap right here, which will likely result in a quick move down. And that quick move down would likely see a little bit of support at this high volume node right here. Let me grab my little tool here. And we will likely come down to these levels here and find support somewhere on this high volume node, coming in at about 16,550. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? This is where I wanted to add to my long, but we never got that. And but another reason why, at 16,550, obviously if we break this level at 16,825, we could fall right through that volume gap and then come revisit that 16,550. I don't know if we'll make it all the way down there, but it's definitely not impossible, especially if you break that local value area low. And if we do come down there, I may look to add a little bit more to my long, as long as everything else is still looking pretty good. But between that 4-hour red dot confirmed, that 5-hour red dot printing, as well as that money flow coming out on the lower time frames, I do think we are likely to continue down. And now you guys not only have the bigger targets, the longer term targets, but you also have these little 15-minute little micro time frame targets, right? So again, that first level you're watching is that POC / local golden pocket at about 16,950. That's going to be a big level to watch, right? Then you have the value area low. Don't forget your 786 at 16,865. But that value area low is really the level you're watching. And then if we lose that, you could fall through that volume gap, and then we may be on our way to 16,550. Keeping an eye on these levels, guys, and that is basically not much has changed, guys. Not much has changed. So these are the levels I'm looking at, and this is kind of what I'm expecting, right? So micro, it's always so hard for me to break this down because, I never know what time frames you guys are thinking in, right? So if you're scalping and I'm saying I'm bullish on the higher time frames, you're thinking like, hey, I don't care about the higher time frames. I'm just looking to scalp the 5-minute. So micro time frames, again, 12-minute bull divs are starting to show. So a little bullish retrace may happen. But again, that 6-hour red dot, that 8-hour red dot start to print. As you can see, the VWAPs are starting to cool off here a little bit. And, once these red dots start to print, if we start getting that 30-minute money flow crossover into the red, that 45-minute money flow crossover into the red, this is where we could see that, that little bit of a bigger move down. And then just, moving through some of these other time frames, looking at the 90-minute also coming out with the money flow, but VWAP kind of just overextended to the downside. So again, super short term, maybe a little retrace to the upside. Medium term, once that 6 and 8 hour red dots, if they do decide to print with the money flow coming out on those time frames we just spoke about, that's where I think the next little move down will actually happen. And that's just kind of what I'm expecting, right? You want to remember, we're in crypto. Anything can happen. I said this in the Discord today. I don't remember if it was the premium or the free one. I was in both of them. I forget where I said it, but I was just saying, you want to remember we're in crypto, guys. Sometimes if we're going to get another big move up, a lot of times it happens out of nowhere. But you do want to remember next week we do have some Fed news. This is what I would like to see. I'm not saying this is probable to happen, but kind of what I would like to see is a nice little move down. Not too far. We don't want to invalidate those, any of the bullish signs we're getting. But if we can get start to cool off a little bit, maybe have a boring sideways, maybe slightly bearish weekend, and then we work into next week, get that Fed news, maybe it's positive, and then that's where we get the next big move up, and that's where those higher daily time frames and that weekly bull div might start actually showing up to the party. But we'll have to see what happens, and obviously I will keep you guys all updated on the channel, in the Discords, on the morning show, on the BitBoy Crypto channel. I'm everywhere, guys. If you're missing my updates, I don't know where you're looking, but yeah, I will definitely keep you guys updated on that. So that's generally my thoughts on Bitcoin, guys. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and show ETH. Do I have a show ETH t-shirt here? I actually did. I did not plan this, guys, I swear. I actually did. It's a Frankie Candles University t-shirt. Hang on. There it is. Show ETH, guys. We're giving some of these away. People already won them. We will be shipping them out soon. But there we go. We're going to go ahead and show ETH right now. As you can see, we are coming down to this level right here. But anyway, let's continue here. Now, with Ethereum, I'm going to start off on the higher time frames. Now, guys, again, we don't have the bullish divergences like we do on Bitcoin. We do have a very slight bullish divergence here. Lower lows, slightly higher lows here with that green dot printing, but just alone, right, we have that green dot printing, so that is somewhat of a bullish sign. That's a decently bullish sign. So no bull divs on Ethereum like we do have on Bitcoin, but we are getting the green dots here, right? They're just not set up with the lower lows because Ethereum never broke the June lows, which is very interesting to see. But coming over to the daily, very, very similar setup here with ETH, guys. Let's go ahead and turn on my... turn on the daily levels. There we go. Bada boom, bada bing. All right, there we go. I'm going to go ahead and hide this VPVR. Boom. Here we go. All right, so just kind of giving you guys a similar rundown, right? We're going to look at the higher time frames, kind of the range we're trading in. So on Ethereum, we're kind of stuck between this value area high and POC. So your immediate resistance is going to be that POC at about 1328. And then again, if we do somehow get a push up into here, I would expect a little bit of a rejection. But this is kind of where we're at, just kind of stuck, kind of consolidating here a little bit, working our way down towards that 16-hour time frame. Money flow generally coming up, I would say, but very similar to Bitcoin, guys. 8-hour looking for that red dot pretty soon. 6-hour, same thing. 5-hour red dot printing. 4-hour red dot confirmed. Are you seeing a trend? And then even on the daily, you do have that actual, somewhat of that VWAP flip with the money flow coming back up. So that is another thing I will be watching. Now coming over to our 4-hour confirmed red dot, and that's come down to those lower time frames. Check on that money flow. Snake Eyes giving you that move up here on the 10-minute. 12-minute money flow in the red. Got a double green dot here. Again, likely for a short-term retrace, right? 15-minute. Same thing, double green dot, short-term retrace definitely possible. If I could look for a spot to retrace to, I would maybe watch this local golden pocket, sitting at about 1264 and that 786 at about 1266. Maybe we get a retrace into these levels. It depends, doesn't mean that we're definitely going to reject from there. Obviously, we might even, work our way up into this level here at about 1269, 786 sitting at about 1273. So these are just some levels we can watch, just some local golden pockets that may give us a little resistance if we get a little pump up here in the very, very short term. So definitely look for that short-term retrace. And, if we do work our way up to that POC, that's going to be major resistance. And if we could break above that, it would be pretty bullish, especially if we can get up there and start closing hourly, 4-hourly candles, decisive breakout of that POC. Let's pull up our object tree. I'll pull up the local range here because you can see this is kind of more what, kind of what we're getting that reaction off of. Let me hide those daily levels. So obviously we did come up and test that value area high. And guys, this is, here you go, right? We came up, tested this key level of resistance, and we put in bearish divergence here on the 15-minute, just kind of breaking down what has happened in the past, just so you guys can start to see this stuff on the charts yourselves as well. So here you go, higher highs with your lower highs on your momentum waves. You could also do this with the RSI. I had somebody in chat on yesterday's stream saying, like, I don't have any of these premium indicators. That's totally fine. I talk about this all the time. There are free indicators you can use. You could take a look at the RSI, and you can look for the same thing, right? Pull up the RSI, and you're looking for the same thing, your higher highs, and then here you're just looking for lower highs. Same thing as Market Cipher B. So you could do the same thing with free indicators. So don't worry. If you can't afford premium indicators, don't sweat it, guys. You do not need premium indicators to be a successful trader. Do they help? Yes. Do they give you extra information? Sometimes. Do they make your life easier? Are they easier to look at sometimes? Absolutely. There is benefit to them, but they are not necessary. If you're using free indicators, that's totally fine. Use the free indicators to get your bag up a little bit, and then you'll have no problem dropping a little money on premium indicators, but just don't sweat it. I want to be very clear about that because I don't want anyone feeling like there's a barrier to entry to trade. There is no barrier to entry. Other people might make you feel like that. I'm not going to make you feel like that. There is no barrier to entry to trade. You can trade if you have a phone, a laptop, either or, and money to trade with. Even if you want to practice with paper trading, you don't even need money. There are ways to get to get started practicing to learn how to trade. I don't know why I can't talk. There's ways that you can learn and practice how to trade for completely free. Just please understand that. I want to be very clear. Anyway, moving on here. 15-minute bear div, right? That that was a nice little short that you could have grabbed. But coming up to that value area high key resistance. Now, if we do continue down here, obviously the next logical place to stop would be that POC at about 12.18, but there is likely going to be some stops along the way. So where are we going to get, where could these stops actually be? So let's go ahead and let's see if we can get some local levels here, right? So we'll pull a fib from the low to the high here, and you'll see that we do have a local golden pocket right here. Bada boom, bada bing, bada boom. There we go. Blue box, bing bong, blue box, BBBB. Blue box, bing bong. Anyway, it's funny because I'm actually just talking to myself, guys. I feel like you're in chat right now, which you are when you're watching this, but right now it's 5:15 and I'm just sitting here. Anyway, so getting that move down. If we can break down a little bit more, I would look for some support. Right, it's not just going to be a straight shot to that POC. It is likely that we will have a some more levels to look at. So I would watch this blue box, which is that local golden pocket, sitting at about starting at about 12.48. Watch that 786 coming in at 12.35, and you can see here, guys, if we draw a horizontal line, obviously this is a level of resistance. So on the way down, it's likely to act as support. So if we do get another move down, these are some local levels to look at, and that POC would be a good place to start looking for some strong bounces if we are not going to break down any further. But other than that, guys, looking very, very similar to Bitcoin as far as kind of what I'm expecting here in the next day or so. Short-term, little retrace to the upside, and then some potential more downside if we can get that 30-minute money flow to cross over into the red, right? Green dot here, right? So another little retrace potentially, but eventually that should cross into the red. No guarantees, but if you're seeing the 24-minute staying in the red, 30-minute crossover into the red, and that 45-minute starting to cross over into the red while we're getting that 6 and 8 hour red dot, this is kind of where I would expect that next move to the downside to happen if we're going to get it. All right, guys. So this is weird. I feel like we got to start spinning that wheel. It's been such a short stream. I'm just kidding, guys. But with all that being said, guys, I think that's all the time I got for this market update. I'm actually a little bit late to this work party, and Mrs. Candles is going to, I don't want her to, I'm going to stop there. I don't want to get in trouble with Mrs. Candles is all I'm trying to say, but I'm just kidding, guys. But I appreciate you all for tuning in for this quick little market watch. Again, I apologize I couldn't go live. It's the holiday season. Things are popping up, and like I always say, guys, it's okay. I know we love staring at the charts. You guys know I love staring at the charts, but, it's okay to take a step away and spend some time with your family and your friends. But, yeah, with all that being being said, guys, that's all the time I got for tonight's stream. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys were having fun in the chat. I could already hear you guys making jokes about how it's like, oh God, this is weird. I don't know. I could just hear you guys making jokes. But shout out to the Candle Mafia. Thank you so much. Again, we're going to be doing those giveaways. On Friday. We'll do a double down giveaway. So smash that like button. If this video gets 1,000 likes, no. If this video gets 850 likes by Monday, 1,000 likes. Guys, I don't know what I'm doing here. If we get 1,000 likes by the next time we're live, you guys let me know in chat on Monday. Hey, go check the likes on that video. If it's at 1,000 likes, I will give somebody, I'll add another hat to the giveaway. With all that being said, guys, that's all the time I got for tonight. I'll see ya on Monday and in the Discords over the weekend. Hopefully, I might try to take some time off. But with all that being said, guys, that's all the time I got for tonight. I'll see you guys on Monday. Same place, same time, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I love each and every single one of you. That's all I got. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.